Hey friend, welcome. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jen. I'm a online part-time clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark, and I sell them, hopefully for a profit. Today is Wednesday, February 5th, which I think is what I said it was yesterday. But today is actually Wednesday, February 5th. I have 4 items that sold in the last 24 hours. I did not sell anything the previous 24 hours, so keep that in mind. 2 of these are pretty good. Actually, there's some stuff to talk about. This sold way faster than I expected it to. All 4 of these sold within a month. So it makes me think like maybe I'm doing something right. I don't know. I feel like I've had a lot of things sell pretty quickly lately. This is a tuxedo. First tuxedo I've ever sold. It's Calvin Klein. It is new with tags, 100% wool, brand new. It was $400. Clearance, it was $200. Take a guess right now in the comments. How much do you think it sold for? Take a guess. I'll wait. Okay. So, the average sale price of a Calvin Klein, this is a wool tux, and it does have a name of Meyer, M-Y-E-R. I could not find that particular style. Actually, it's M-Y-E-R too, I guess. I could not find that particular style, but just a Calvin Klein new tuxedo made of wool. Has an average sale price of $65.36. It's only an 11% sell-through rate. But I don't think there were any listed in this size. I did think it was gonna take a while to sell. I really did. Because it's a pretty small size, it's only a 40. I think it was a 40 short, is that correct? Anyway, it sold in 5 days. I priced it at $90. It's brand new. Someone offered me $76 and I was like, yes, please. I will take that. That is fantastic. It's over the average sale price. It's sold in 5 days. I paid $10 for it at my local thrift store. My local Goodwill, rather, sorry. And yeah, my profit is $50.80. That's fantastic. I've had this for a while, but I only listed it 5 days ago. I'm behind in a lot of things. So, $76. Did you get close? Was that a good guess? That is a really good deal for, you know, probably, here's my guess. High school kid, his mom goes, I'm not paying $400 for a tux or $200 to rent. I don't even know how much it costs to rent a tux. Do they even still have tuxedo rentals? I don't know. So she got on eBay. This did have unfinished, unhemmed pant legs. And so they're probably going to have to get them tailored, hemmed, cuffed. I'm not entirely sure. I realized I forgot to tell you my gross sales amount. It's $150.21. So this obviously a big portion of that. This next one is not bad at all. This one had some cracking in the graphic and is pretty faded. So this is a Patagonia sweatshirt. And I found it at, it's called Grace Thrift. It's a thrift store in Noblesville, Fishers area, down by Indianapolis. And I live in Indiana. If you don't know, I went there because Rebecca Allison loved this thrift store and I had wanted to go for forever, and I finally had a chance to go, and it was kind of the time I went, someone reminded me, like, sometimes thrift stores can be really good and sometimes they can be okay. But I am finding that I'm selling all of the things that I bought there. So that's good. Not all of them, but most of them have sold at this point. So this is called the Uprisal hoodie. And I know that because I took a picture and Google lensed it. Like a reverse Google search. Reverse image search on Google Lens. And the average sale price for Patagonia Uprisal hoodie is $24.57 rather, and a 35% sell-through rate, which is decent. And in my opinion, it's decent. That might not be decent for you, but I priced it at $25, just knowing that it did have some cracking on the graphic, and it was, like I said, it's pretty faded. So someone, I don't know if it was an offer I sent, but anyway, there was an offer on Poshmark for 20, which would be 20% off, which is great. It took a month to sell. I did pay $5 for it. So because of that, my profit is not much. It's only $11, but I doubled my money in a month on Patagonia, which is kind of fun. I always like finding Patagonia. I was hopeful. I like Patagonia. It wasn't my size, but neither of my kids wanted it. So, okay. This sold on eBay. These sold for pretty low also. These are just a pair of Old Navy jeans. They are a flare high-rise. They are cropped. And they didn't crop them well. Like, they're off. So, I, of course, showed that and sold them for much lower than probably, I don't know. The average sale price for Old Navy flare ankle high-rise jeans are $14.43. So I mean, it's not like a great thing to find, right? They're okay, and that's even new with tags, which is what these are. 10% sell-through rate. I don't know. There's some Old Navy stuff that I find sells really well, but when I say it sells well, I mean it sells pretty quickly within a 6-month-ish. And for a, maybe $20-ish, that's what I mean when I say it sells well. I'm just seeing that there's a little something here. Okay, so I bought these from a friend who wanted to do a consignment deal with me, and I offered to just outright buy their stuff for $3 a piece, and they were like, yep, let's do that. So it worked out well for both of us. They were pleased. I was pleased. The stuff is mostly sold. I did do that 6 months ago, but these have only been listed for a month, and it's because I had given them to my daughter because I thought she would like them, and then she could fix the hem thing, and she decided she didn't want them and never took the tag off, which was great. So I went ahead and photographed and listed them. Now, I told you the average sale price was $14.43. I listed them at $14, probably $96. And someone offered me $7, and I was like, yeah, take those, because I knew that the hem was weird and sell-through rate wasn't high. So I did buy them for $3, like I said. So my profit after fees, shipping, and my $3 cost of goods is $307. They did pay a total of $14.21 with shipping. That was my only, it's my daughter. Okay. That was my only eBay sale. I do have a Depop sale. Like to have a Depop sale occasionally. That's super fun. I did have one a couple days ago. but it seems like it's been kind of slow lately. Okay, so these are a pair of coveralls. They are vintage. It does have a contrasting corduroy collar, which if you've seen a couple of my videos in the past week, a coat like that, that's a good thing. I believe the corduroy collar is good for coveralls as well. There's no brand on this, if I remember correctly, but you can definitely tell that that is a vintage tag. Thankfully it had the size on it. Pretty cool. Wish I had a brand, but so the average sale price for vintage coveralls with the corduroy collar is $39.14 with a 33% sell-through rate. Because this did not have a brand, I went ahead and priced it based on, you know, like there's some staining here, based on color, size. I priced it at $39 and expected to get about $30. And that's what happened. Someone offered me $30 on Depop. So with Depop, I do have them pay shipping. So they paid $10 in shipping. Then Depop charged me $1.77 in fees. And I don't know how much the label is going to cost yet because I haven't done it yet. But I'm hopeful that it will be around the $10. If that's the case, I will make about $24 on this because I found this at the bins. The Goodwill outlet where you pay by the pound. Bigger items like this, I kind of guesstimate that my cost of goods is $4 for this. So hopefully my profit on that will be about $24. If it is, my total profit for the day is $88.87. So considering I only sold 4 items and one of those was pretty low, I think that that's really good. Obviously this was really good and that suit just so great. I need to do a couple things and then I'm gonna come and lint roll this and chat a little bit about just, I don't know, some random stuff. So I wanted to talk about an interesting situation I had on Poshmark as a buyer. It was kind of weird. My husband was needing some new clothes for work. And so I bought him a couple shirts that he really likes, this brand. And I found one seller who had a lot of the same shirts, like not a lot, a set, a lot, but like a few different prints of the same shirt in his size. And so I did a bundle and they sent me an offer for one shirt for like, I don't know, I forget what it was exactly, but it was like $5 off and then it was like a discounted shipping. And so then I sent a offer for the bundle for $7 off each shirt. And I just said, like, you know, if I offer, it doesn't give the shipping discount. And so it was basically the same. Anyway, it was the same amount off, basically. So anyway, they did not accept that. They just, I think they flat out declined it. And then I went in and did another offer and they did finally accept an offer, which was, it's fine. I mean, that's whatever, their prerogative. I think it was like a really large seller and not just a like random person. Partially, I think this because I ended up having to message them at one point and they mentioned their warehouses. So what happened was I went ahead, I bought the bundle, 3 shirts. Well, a couple days later, I got 1 shirt in the mail. And I was like, did I accidentally just buy the 1 shirt? Because that sounds like something I would do. So I went in and looked and no, it was a whole bundle. And what was weird was there was a Ground Advantage label, shipping label on that shirt, not priority Poshmark label. So I was like, that's kind of odd, but you know, I don't know what happened. Maybe there's some things that happened. So I went in and messaged the seller, and I was like, hey, I, ordered this bundle and there was only one shirt that came in the bundle. And they were like, oh yeah, we had some supply issues, and so the one shirt had to come from our other warehouse. And I was like, okay, well, I said that should be there soon. So somehow it said it was delivered. So I guess maybe the shirt that I got was the one that had the tracking through Poshmark. I don't know. I ended up, like a week later, I was like, okay, I still haven't gotten these shirts. And I paid a pretty bit of money for them. So I was like, I don't know what to do. So I messaged again, and then I escalated through Poshmark because it was getting to where, I think it had already like automatically accepted the package for me, because I didn't accept it because I didn't get what I had ordered. And so I was like, you know what? I don't know how this is going to go, because the tracking does say that it was delivered. So thankfully I did have the seller on the message saying, yeah, the other two were shipped separately with that tracking number as well. But I still haven't gotten them. I did get, they ruled in my favor, I guess, and refunded me, which is great. I feel bad because I know that sometimes as a seller, sometimes weird stuff happens in the mail, right? And you just don't get, the things don't get to where they're supposed to go. But I didn't receive those two shirts. So I'm not sure, like, I really, really, really like to think good things about people most of the time. And so, I really want to believe that it was just an accident. But part of me, hears too much bad things in the world. And so I'm like, was this like a scam? Were they trying to, did they only send me one on purpose and were trying to just get my money, and they thought they were gonna win the, I don't know what it's called, the dispute, I guess. I don't know. I hope that's not the case. Like I said, I really try to believe good in people, and I think it probably was just an honest mistake, or, the post office fault. I don't know. Do you have thoughts? What are your thoughts on that situation? But I have my money back, so I can go in and buy my husband some more shirts because he likes those shirts a lot, and I don't happen to find them often when I'm thrifting. So all right, I think this bad boy is good to go, hopefully. Now I just have to figure out how I'm gonna ship him. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be able to put him in he has a personality, apparently. I think I'm gonna be able to put him in this. Oh goodness. Yeah, so I think stuff like that just happens. There's random things that happen in the reselling world, and I really hope that the seller isn't out too much money, because I don't want that to happen to them. Maybe they're complaining about this horrible buyer who maybe, tried to scam them out of money. That's not the case, but I don't know. All right. Was that all I wanted to chat about? I think so. I think that's all I've got. I should have a question of the day. The one that keeps coming up is hamburgers or hot dogs? That feels more like a summer question, doesn't it? Not like a middle of the winter question. Okay, how about I don't know what the or is. Winter always makes me think of like soup. I don't know why I think about food all the time. Probably because I'm hungry all the time. But winter always makes me think about soup. Are you a soup person? How about that? I like this. What is your favorite soup? That's the question of the day. Mine is all soup. I love soup so much. I can't laugh. I'm gonna start coughing. I generally like a really creamy soup, like a good baked potato soup. Oh man, I made this butternut squash potato soup. So good. So good. I definitely recommend that. Yeah, I think I like a good creamy soup, but really any soup is my favorite. So let me know what's your favorite soup, if you're a soup person, in the comments. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Make sure you like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you soon.